What's good, YouTube? It's your boy tollax here, back with another reaction video. Today we're gonna be looking at a toxic gamer that ruined his streaming career. Without further ado, actually, before we start the video, I'd truly appreciate if y'all could like, comment, share, subscribe. Road to right now 600 subscribers. Overall goal this year, 1,000 subscribers and more. All that's very appreciated, you know. And plus, I need my algorithm to, grow. So let's get into the video.
Who at one point was at the very top of the entire gaming community, being a bigger creator at one point in time than some of the biggest
Oh,
current
else.
names in the industry, such as NaDeXe. But instead of taking the funny, relatable approach to your career, you decided to take the toxic gamer approach. And this is exactly what
Damn.
NaDeXe chose to do, and it would end up.
Now, it depends on how toxic you are too, bro. Because toxic. There is different levels of toxic. Like there's like the one level where you just, it's kind of hard to explain, but like there is kind of different levels of toxicity, basically. But I think he's gonna explain how it ruined this specific streamer career.
End up being the worst mistake of his entire life, and it led to him almost losing everything. But who is NaDeXe, and how exactly did he end up in this position? Well, that's probably what
Oh
you want
wow.
to find out. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the tribe by clicking the subscriber. And while you're at it, don't forget to click that very first link down below in my description to join my Discord server and become an official member of the community. Now, with all that being said, let's get into how being a toxic gamer almost ruined NaDeXe's life. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with who NaDeXe is, he started his career off back in July of 2015 by the
Wow.
name NaDeXe, and he would start his career off while playing a game called NBA 2K15. Now, if you've been watching any of the videos on my channel over like the past year, you know that I covered a lot of creators who started their career off by playing 2K. But if you have
Yeah.
no idea what 2K is, it's basically the most popular basketball video game there is, and there's
Yep.
various game modes on this game that different content creators play all over the platform.
Yeah.
But the game mode that would help NaDeXe gain his early claim to fame was My Heart. And even though NaDeXe started his career off by playing 2K15, he really wouldn't start gaining much popularity within the 2K community until 2K16. Now,
Wow.
2K16 is probably one of the most popular 2K games of all
That word.
time. NaDeXe would
Yes.
become very popular within the 2K
Yeah.
community because not only was he very good at 2K, but he was also extremely entertaining as well, mostly being known for how much he raged at the game. In fact, NaDeXe would even post his first ever Rage Taj back on
Rage
October
Taj.
26, 2015,
Damn.
which is ironically my birthday. Well, October 26th, not 2015, obviously. But
Wow.
anyways, this really sparked a lot of
Hey, we share the same birthday. What the hell? Yo, we did that shit. We did that share the same birthday. That's crazy. Oh shoot.
growth in NaDeXe for his career. And this is because fans thought that he was extremely funny. I mean, he would get up and break
No,
things
no,
when he
no.
lose. He would yell and curse at his teammates, just doing a bunch of
Damn.
things that a lot of people at the time found funny. And he was really one of the only people that was doing this within the 2K community at one point. And over time, while racking up subs for being entertaining, NaDeXe was also making his way to becoming one of the best players within the game of 2K, achieving a record of 5,749 wins with only 646 losses. But there was no doubt in anyone's mind that NaDeXe was one of the best 2K players in the world. So with the combination of him being extremely entertaining with his raging that he did and him being extremely good at the game as well,
Wow.
of course this would lead to rapid growth for NaDeXe. And within his very first year of creating content on YouTube, he managed to gain over 10,000 subscribers. And to some people, I know that may not seem like a lot, but trust me, at the time, gaining 10K within 1 year was extremely hard. But anyways, after hitting 10K subscribers, NaDeXe would not slow down with his YouTube career at all. In fact, one of the things he became most known for was being a grinder.
Wow.
Now, I don't mean that in any sus way at all, but what I meant is NaDeXe was a person who would be considered
Yeah.
a no life for the amount of time
I
that
wish
this
I
man
think
put into
about.
2K. So about 2 months after NaDeXe would hit his first 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, another 2K game titled NBA 2K17 would release, and this would be the game to completely change NaDeXe's life forever. So when
Wow.
this game released, NaDeXe immediately started grinding this game. He was playing the game literally every day, all day, becoming the top 50
Damn.
player in literally his first day playing. But the grind wouldn't stop here for NaDeXe at all. NaDeXe would start
Crazy.
dedicating his entire life to becoming the fastest top rep on 2K. And for those of you who have no idea what rep is, it's basically like a leveling system within the My Heart game mode. You have to
Oh wow.
dedicate hours and hours of your life in order to becoming the max level.
Yeah, I give it to y'all. I give it to y'all. 2K, like real 2K grinders out there. You know what I'm saying? It does take dedication in order to get where you want to get as far as like becoming the best version of your my player, your character, whatever. I give it to you, bro. I really do. So yeah.
Many showers during this time, it really did
Damn.
all pay off because by
At the
Christmas of
record.
2006,
Look at the record, bro. This is crazy. No, no, no. No life.
NaDeXe would gain over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, a mark that many YouTubers
Wow.
never managed to hit in their careers. And this came only 6 months after he hit his first 10,000 subscribers. So the amount of raging and grinding and everything that he was doing on
That's
2K
good.
obviously benefited him for the better because he literally 10x his subscriber count in just a
Wow.
short amount of time. But you see, this journey to reaching his first 100,000 subscribers wasn't all sunshine and rainbows for NaDeXe
Yeah.
because he actually had a lot of ups and downs early on into his career. Even though he
Wow.
was extremely good at 2K and extremely entertaining to many people, NaDeXe over the years has had multiple
Made it.
problems where he had went too far raging or just being too toxic in general, or just making some flat out borderline dumb
Wow.
decisions that would lead to really hurting his career in the long run. Even early on into his career in 2016, NaDeXe had gotten permanently banned
Oh
off of
damn.
Twitch for streaming adult content live on the platform. And at
Bro. Why would y'all, bro? That's the problem nowadays. Y'all be putting freaking rated X stuff on the streaming platform. If you want to do that, the least you could do is not put it on a platform where you're live or even on social media, bro. Now, it is. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I can't really say that. You know why? Because Twitter, mind saying I like it, but sometimes that type of stuff comes across my Twitter timeline, and it's like, bro, just why? I'm not even into that type of stuff, really. No, I just find it weird that Twitter allows that type of stuff too. As far as like women, like, like leakage and stuff. Oh, it's not okay, buddy. So I just find that very weird. Like, why would you stream X-rated stuff live on social media? That's one way you get banned too, by the way. So make sure I be careful if you're going to do that. Never ever post it while you're streaming. No.
at the time, NaDeXe probably didn't think much of this ban at all. He kept trying to make more and more accounts, which ended up all getting permanently banned again for the same exact
Oh
reason, by
damn.
the way. But at the time, he's just thinking, oh, this is something funny I could do in my chat. I'm making people laugh. I'm going viral, things like that. And he's only like
Uh,
18, 19 years old at the time. So, of course, he isn't taking any of this seriously. Not to mention, at the time, he's going absolutely crazy on YouTube. So, he
wow.
probably thought he never need Twitch ever again in his career. But a little bit later in the video, I'll explain why that ended up being extremely false. But even after getting banned on Twitch, NaDeXe continued to have a pretty good career, especially when 2K17 released. As I say, he easily 10x his subscriber count within 6 months. And around this time, he was one of the biggest content creators within the entire 2K community. This led to him even collabing with popular content creators such as Los Polos very early
Yeah,
on
shout out
into
to
his
all of
career. And this collab would end up being a basketball 1v1, another form of content that was very popular on YouTube at the time. And this video ended up being a major hit, mostly because of how
Oh
bad
snap.
both of them were at basketball. This video would still manage to accumulate over 1.2 million views, which is
Damn.
insane for YouTube back in 2017. But about 5 to 6
Yeah.
months after this 1v1 was uploaded, around August 7, 2017, NaDeXe would end up facing one of the scariest situations of his life because one day while he
Oh.
was just randomly streaming 2K, the same way that he did every single day for the past year of his life, NaDeXe would go through the scariest situation that any streamer could go through, which is getting swatted. And mind you, at the time, this is 2017, swatting isn't really that popular on the internet.
Oh my gosh, swatting sucks, bro. Damn. I'm not saying I've never been through it, which I really hope it doesn't happen. But I can tell that sucks, bro. Like bro, imagine getting like swatted every single day. Like it's different. It depends on how many times you get swatted too. If it's like every once in a while, it's still bad. No matter how many times you get swatted, it's still bad overall. But imagine if it's every day happening to you specifically, that's gonna be the problem, bro. You might have to freaking, oh boy. and these freaking IP grabbers and hackers, all that, bro. Something wrong with them people. Like, real talk, man. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm not saying that you know this is something that is minor because it's not. Like, imagine you just going on about your day, especially you streaming, and then out of nowhere you get swallowed in the middle of your stream. Because I don't know for what reason somebody probably got your IP address or whatever. And in 2021, Speed had to keep changing his routers like almost every day because of someone getting his IP. That was no joke, bro. I kind of felt bad for him. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I actually felt bad for Speed during that time.
I feel like now it's unfortunately like a more common thing, so cops know how to handle the situations a little bit better. But back in 2017, this was a very scary situation because cops were literally just barging into people's houses with assault rifles and telling them to get on the ground.
Man, I tell you, bro, that's scary as hell too. Like, there's real cops out there like that too. That ready to knock down your freaking door and be like, "Everybody on the ground!" No, no, no. Like, oh, shoot, you'd be like, "What the hell is happening?" I didn't do nothing. You'll be in, like, you could be innocent, and then the cops will just be like, "Boom! Everybody, hands up on the ground." Da, da, da.
And this situation ended up going extremely viral because, like I said,
Wow.
swatting wasn't that big of a thing on the internet at the time. And because of how
Yeah.
random and scary this entire situation was, NaDeXe would even find himself on the news as well.
Damn.
Yes, he was playing a basketball game online while live streaming it like he's done plenty of times before. Only this time, the basketball game ended with him in handcuffs.
So at this point, it's
Damn.
May 2017, and even though he's doing well on YouTube still, he's already been permanently banned on Twitch, and he's just been swatted for the very first time. So it seemed like things couldn't get much worse for NaDeXe, but unfortunately, things did get a lot worse because near the end of 2017, he ended
Bro.
up getting hit with more serious allegations. And this all
What?
started when an explicit video between NaDeXe and his girlfriend at the time got leaked on Twitter, and it
What
ended up
the
being one of
hell?
the most talked about things within the entire community, which led everyone to wondering how did this video even get leaked to begin with. And
Oh nah.
eventually people found out that Nade himself allegedly sent this video within a group chat to some of his friends. But the problem was someone in this group chat was allegedly underage at the time. And of course,
That's the problem, bro. You gotta be careful what you send in group chat too, because it could be your friends, it could be anybody, bro. Because you never know who's gonna freaking end up posting that somewhere, and then one day you wake up to being, having these allegations, or even having something that you thought your friends would not post end up going public, and everybody, the whole world sees it. You know, that's that's why I'd be worried about. Like, you gotta be careful what you send to group chat or even in DMs too, bro, because you never know if that person or that group you're talking to is going to end up freaking posting that somewhere. So, guys, make sure y'all be careful what y'all send to people or groups, specifically, mostly group chats, because in DMs, with a regular person in DMs, it's kind of different compared to a whole group because you're talking to literally more than one person in a group chat, and you know how group chats be. So just be very careful of what you guys send in group chats and all that stuff. That's the whole, you know, that's just like protecting your visual footprint, because that's why it's called visual footprint, you know.
course, you literally cannot send videos like that to people that's underage at all. You shouldn't really be sending it to anyone, let
Yeah,
alone a group
exactly.
chat. But when people found this information out, this led to Nate getting a lot of backlash all over Twitter. And
Damn.
that even led to creators like Agent Double O putting out a tweet
Oh,
about
nah.
NaDeXe reading, "We all knew NaDeXe was an offender. It's like he doesn't think about anything before he does it." Now, if this all happened in 2025, NaDeXe would have definitely been off the internet. Like, it would have been over with, out of here. His career would have been done. But as I said, the internet was unfortunately a completely different place 8 years ago. So it got to a point where all of
Yeah.
this really just died down and it got swept under a rug and people really just forgot about it. And
You'll be lucky too. You'll be lucky if something like that just like people forget about it, you know. Considering that it was literally a sex tape because it could be a lot worse. You know, people probably talk about this 7 to 8 years later. You never know. And that's what happened, bro. Like at first, something could be swept under the rug. The next thing you know, it gets even more exposure 7 or more years later.
And NaDeXe was back on the uprise of his career up until about 2019. So
Wow.
around early 2019, NaDeXe managed to gain insane amounts of success over the years, accumulating over 500,000 subscribers, still holding his crown as one of the biggest creators within the 2K community years later at this point. But unfortunately, this will all end up coming to a very sudden end for NaDeXe. In
Wow.
late January of 2019, there was a YouTube channel that was stealing some of NaDeXe's content, making
Oh
money off
damn.
of his name and likeness. So this led to NaDeXe getting very upset with the person who was running this channel. So as a result of this, NaDeXe would end up submitting a claim for copyright infringement. But this ended up being the worst possible mistake he could have made throughout his entire career. And that's saying a lot for someone who's made a lot of bad mistakes. After submitting this copyright infringement against his person stealing his content, YouTube wouldn't agree with this claim at all. According to NaDeXe, YouTube viewed this copyright infringement strike as a form of abuse, and this led to YouTube permanently banning NaDeXe off the platform forever.
Oh
And remember
damn.
where I said earlier in the video that permanent Twitch
Damn.
ban was going to hit a little bit harder later in the vid? Well, here we are now, because at this point it's early 2019. NaDeXe has already been through so many ups and downs throughout his career, but now he's permanently banned on YouTube, which was his biggest platform at the time with over 540,000 subs. And he had already gotten permanently banned on Twitch like 3 years prior. So it got to a point where NaDeXe really had nothing more he could do in his career. He tried streaming on various platforms such as Mixer, Facebook, Trovo, DLive, all of these alt platforms that was really nowhere near as big as Twitch or YouTube. He tried streaming on them, and none of these platforms really benefited NaDeXe's career at all, simply because he wasn't eligible for monetization on any of these platforms, and he also couldn't apply for any type of partnership, simply because of these companies reviewing who he was and finding out how toxic he was.
That's what happens, guys. So okay. Well, that's what happens, guys. So in order to get like partnerships and stuff, you have to like make sure you're you as a streamer, or I guess a person maybe, but mostly you as like a content creator streamer, you have to make sure, I guess, like your visual footprint is good, everything else within the online realm is okay in order to get like partnerships, you know. And that sucks, bro, because I guess if he wasn't so toxic, he would probably have a different perspective with, you know, basically people have a different perspectives about him, you know, as a streamer and stuff. That's why you guys should be careful when you guys are toxic, because like I said earlier, there are different levels of being toxic, you know.
Was in the past. And an important thing to note is, like, once you get permanently banned on YouTube, you can never make any other YouTube channel again. Like, once they find out it's a banned creator trying to make a new
And that sucks, bro. And that's why I'm trying to grind on YouTube as well when I have time, of course, because once your channel gets banned, there's no coming back unless you start from scratch, you know, and just grind again. I'd be feeling bad for some of the bands, some of the permanent bans that happen to these YouTube channels, especially like the big ones as well, you know. But overall, general, like any YouTube channel gets permanent banned for some weird reason, or even if you're like a chill person on the internet and your channel gets banned, one day you're gonna be like, what the fuck did I do such and such to deserve this? It depends what you did, but then really no ban, it sucks because all your hard work, you know, you like, especially if you're a person that wants to make it big on the internet stuff, and all your hard work just goes out the window and stuff, you're gonna be like, oh, I did all this for nothing. That's how it's gonna feel, bro. You know.
new account and things like that, YouTube just continuously takes all these channels down. And this led to NaDeXe trying to find various loopholes over the years of how he could potentially post on YouTube. He tried doing videos where he just didn't show his face. That didn't work at all. He
Damn.
tried using voice changers. That ended up not working. And he even tried
Oh, no.
making YouTube accounts in other people's name and him just being listed as like a contracted worker for that channel, which ended up not working at all neither.
No, I can't have a channel under my name. Can't have a channel named NaDeXe. That's why you see me. That's why you're seeing this video on this channel. This channel is being owned by somebody else, but I'm sending him or her the content, and then they are paying me themselves. That is 100% legit according to the YouTube's terms of service. I'm not the owner of this channel, but I am a contracted worker for the channel.
So with him not being able to get a partnership on any streaming platform and also not being able to make any form of a YouTube channel, over time, we all know that everyone has bills, and if you can't afford to pay them, they start adding up very quickly.
Wow.
This led to NaDeXe having to leave the content creation world behind for a little bit and shift his focus to working an actual 9-to-5 job. And he ended up getting a job with some shipping company. I'm not sure whether it was FedEx or UPS, but he...
Okay, that last post kind of looks like a mugshot, but I guess that's how his photo for a job looks like. I don't know.
He did work this job for a brief period of time before trying to make his return back to the internet. Now, even though NaDeXe got completely banned off of everything and had to go back to working a regular job, he never gave up on his hopes and dreams of being a full-time content creator. But he kept streaming on all of these random platforms over the years while also averaging decent viewership on these platforms as well. And throughout that entire time, he just wanted to show people that he was changing in life and he wasn't as toxic as he was when he was younger. And he was really just on a journey to becoming a better person. And it took about 2 years for something to finally happen good in NaDeXe's life. But when it happened, it was all worth it. Because on March 19th, 2021, all of NaDeXe's prayers will finally be answered. And he will finally be unbanned on Twitch for the first time in 5 years. And this led to him seeing almost instant growth on Twitch, essentially picking up where he left off. And this really stemmed from him just continuing his grind over the years and not letting his name die down within the community or anything like that. So those 2 hard years where he was streaming and not really making any money or anything like that all really ended up paying off because it kept his name relevant over the years. And over the years, things really started working out for NaDeXe. He maintained a good viewership on Twitch over the years, playing various games now, not just 2K, but obviously whenever a new 2K drops is when he sees the highest viewership. But even when he isn't playing 2K, he still has like a core community as well. But for now, it seems like NaDeXe is back to a stable spot in his career where he's able to create content full time. And it seems like after all of the ups and downs he's been through throughout his entire career, he's finally learned his lesson and he's now a better person because of all of it. But that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, he probably changed now. We don't know. We don't know about all that now. But I'm guessing he probably changed his ways, of course. And yeah, hopefully he's doing well now, which I believe he is. Like I said, I never heard this guy until this video. Just being honest. This has been a reaction video. It's been your boy tollax. Thank you for watching. I'm out. Deuces. Also, guys, hopefully I'll upload more this week. I'm sorry I've been slacking off. Alright. It's not really my fault. Like I said, I'm actually in college. It's kind of hard out here for me too. So yeah, I'll appreciate if I could bear with me as well. But yeah, I'm out. Deuces.